It's no secret that the Golden State Warriors are no longer sitting pretty at the top of the NBA, and finding a way back to their glory days might be a steep climb. But with the core of the team, Steph Curry still present, there is a glimmer of hope for the Dubs. However, the environment in Golden State will be considerably new come the new season, as they'll look to usher in a new season. A season that might just be the beginning of a new chapter for the Warriors, one that requires rethinking and rebuilding. So, how will it all play out? Once upon a time, the Warriors dominated the NBA, clinching 4 championships with their superstar squad. Yet, as time goes on, even dynasties have to adapt. Fans saw the first signs of trouble when Kevin Durant parted ways with the team in 2019 after 3 electrifying seasons and 2 titles. The Warriors stumbled in the 2019-2020 season, ending with a dismal 15-50 record, and failed to make the playoffs the following year. But the doubters had to eat their words when the Warriors regrouped and clinched another title in 2022. This past season, however, the decline seemed real. The Warriors were knocked out of the NBA's play-in tournament by the Sacramento Kings with a decisive 118-94 defeat. It wasn't just a loss, it was a symbolic moment. Klay Thompson, usually a sharpshooter, couldn't find his mark, missing all 10 of his shots and going scoreless. Draymond Green, typically a defensive powerhouse and skilled playmaker, was overpowered by the Kings' Domantas Sabonis. Even Chris Paul, a future Hall of Famer, managed only 3 points in 18 minutes. And while Steph, the face of the franchise, put up a respectable 22 points, it wasn't enough to lift the team. Steve Kerr, the mastermind behind 4 Golden State championships, summed up the situation perfectly when he said that one can't stay on top forever. The Warriors have officially stepped off their throne, and for the first time, it looks like the path back might be blocked. The 2023-24 season wasn't kind to them. Barely scraping into the play-in as the 10th seed in the Western Conference, their 46-36 record reflected a team on decline. In the old playoff format, they wouldn't have even made the postseason. The decline was most evident in Sacramento when the Warriors were decisively beaten by a solid, if unremarkable, Kings team. One of the biggest question marks entering the offseason hovered over Klay. Klay is still a good player, but after years of battling injuries, he's not the force he once was. Draymond will also be 34, and Steph will be 37. CP3, now more of a supporting player, will be nearing 40. Even Andrew Wiggins, who has revitalized his career with the Warriors, will hit 30 in February during the new season. In this lineup, Wiggins is the young gun. The reality is clear. The Warriors' core is aging. Bringing in fresh talent will be a significant hurdle. With the priciest roster in the NBA and a luxury tax bill that dwarfs the entire payroll of most teams, the Warriors' financial flexibility is limited. Even if their front office pulls off some creative maneuvering, the upcoming draft doesn't offer much hope, with the Warriors not picking until the 52nd spot in what's considered a weak draft class. It is neat to imagine the Warriors marking an end to their era of stars with a clear and decisive break. After all, this legendary group of Steph, Klay, Draymond, and Coach Kerr has weathered many changes. But real life is rarely that tidy. Instead, it seems this dynasty might slowly unravel, a process arguably set in motion when longtime GM Bob Myers exited after last season. The Western Conference is brimming with rising teams, and the Kings, who ended the Warriors season, aren't even the toughest of them. The Warriors core may stick around a bit longer, but the dynasty they built is undeniably fading. The Warriors free agency period got off to a rough start. They missed out on trading for Paul George, lost Klay, and waived Chris Paul. It was a blow for fans, especially after news broke that Klay had signed a 3-year, $50 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks, ending his 13-year stint with the Warriors. The Dubs miscalculated on the Klay deal, employing a hardball approach that backfired. Unlike Andre Iguodala and Draymond Green, who played the leverage game, Klay simply walked away. Had the Warriors secured George or retained Klay, the future might have seemed brighter. Instead, it's turning out to be a worst-case scenario summer for the Warriors. Warriors owner Joe Lacob is no longer keen on spending huge sums without landing a true superstar to pair with Steph. With no major additions on the horizon, the Warriors appear to be taking a step back. The Dubs might not truly believe in the Steph-Draymond core without a significant number 2 option, and this core might be past its championship window. That's not a message fans want to hear, but it might be the truth. Looking forward, the Warriors are exploring a trade for Utah Jazz's Lauri Markkanen. There are also reported talks of a potential deal involving the Chicago Bulls' Zach LaVine. However, with CP3 now heading to San Antonio, that option seems less feasible. However, despite the offseason drama, the Golden State Warriors are at a critical juncture. Can Wiggins return to form after a couple of lackluster seasons? Can Draymond stay disciplined and out of trouble given his suspension history last season? Will Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody step up as reliable and dynamic players? Can Brandon Podziemski and Trayce Jackson-Davis continue their upward trajectories? Most importantly, can Steph stay healthy and maintain his performance? Each question adds to the uncertainty surrounding the Warriors' path forward. The Warriors made a splash by signing former 76ers guard DeAnthony Melton to a one-year, $12.8 million deal. But this move feels like a drop in the bucket compared to the departure of franchise cornerstone Klay, who will now be playing alongside Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. The good news, however, is that Steph looks like he will stay and be in the best of shape. On the global stage, the baby-faced assassin was a revelation at the 2024 Paris Olympics. He led Team USA to a thrilling comeback against Serbia in the semifinals, followed by a clutch performance against France in the gold medal game. Fans around the world got to see the Steph magic firsthand, and many finally understood the adoration from Warriors fans. Seeing Steph alongside basketball legends like LeBron and KD brought back memories of his days with KD in Golden State, where they dominated the league. The duo's on-court chemistry and ability to dismantle opponents were unparalleled, and it's a period Warriors fans cherish deeply. Rumors swirled about the Warriors possibly acquiring LeBron or bringing back KD, but these speculations never gained traction. Watching the trio play together for Team USA was a reminder of why the Warriors long for another superstar to complement Steph. His selfless play and ability to elevate his teammates make him an ideal partner for any star player. The Warriors' offseason pursuits of Paul George didn't pan out, leaving fans hoping for a superstar like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, or Joel Embiid. However, the financial and logistical hurdles make such dreams seem distant. Since his debut in 2009, Steph has been the face of the franchise, leading them to 4 championships and transforming them into a dynasty. Yet, even with Steph, the Warriors are no longer the unstoppable force they once were. The Western Conference is more competitive than ever, and the Warriors must adapt to keep up. The blockbuster trade involving Klay, which sent him to the Mavericks, marked the end of an era. Klay, one of the original Splash Brothers, was integral to the Warriors' success. Steph, the other Splash Brother, has expressed his desire to retire as a Warrior, and his number 30 will undoubtedly hang in the Chase Center rafters one day. However, the NBA is a business, and even a player of Steph's stature isn't immune to the realities of trades and roster changes. But it sure looks like he will at least stay for the upcoming season. However, one of the burning questions is, what will next year's starting lineup look like? The 2023-24 season saw a revolving door of starters, with head coach Steve Kerr experimenting with 11 different players for the opening tip. Each of these players not only started, but did so at least 9 times throughout the 82-game season, resulting in a staggering 27 different starting lineups. Last season, with Gary Payton II as the only rotation player without a start, most lineup changes have been driven by performance rather than injuries. Heading into the new season, Kerr hopes for more stability in the lineup, although the Warriors will begin the season without a set starting 5. Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody are approaching the end of their rookie-scale contracts, which makes them eligible for rookie extensions. Their inconsistent minutes and performance have been a hot topic all year, with ups and downs. And recently, news of a Kuminga max contract is swirling. Alongside them, second player years Brandon Podziemski and Trayce Jackson-Davis are expected to remain on the roster despite the buzz around potential trades during the offseason. But that aside, the team is yet to settle on a lineup for the new season. But there are a few takes. At the point guard position, no surprises here, Steph remains the undisputed point guard and potentially the only one, especially after CP3 left. The shooting guard position is a bit of a mystery. Brandon Podziemski currently seems like the favorite, but Moses Moody is a viable option. Podziemski also excelled in a bench role, leaving Kerr with a tough decision. Given Klay's departure and Podziemski's struggles as a starter, Moody might find himself moving into a more consistent role. New man DeAnthony Melton has always been a bench player in his NBA career, so it's highly unlikely that he'll be a starter. Andrew Wiggins is the favorite in the small forward position, despite rumors of a potential trade. Moses Moody has shown promise this year, but the Warriors might still bank on the potential Wiggins displayed through the 2021-22 championship run, where he was an all-star starter. Jonathan Kuminga could be an option if the Warriors decide to play a bigger lineup and his three-point shooting improves. Speaking of which, Kuminga is the go-to power forward unless he's traded, injured, or shifted to small forward in a bigger lineup. The Warriors seem to be banking on his development for the foreseeable future. Draymond Green holds the center position for now, but Trayce Jackson-Davis could challenge for the starting spot with his athleticism and explosive play. Jackson-Davis might continue to come off the bench, potentially logging around 25 minutes a night. Despite the uncertainty, the Warriors' likely starting lineup for the next season seems to be Steph, Podziemski, Wiggins, Kuminga, and Green. But as we've seen before, things can change quickly, and the lineup could look very different by the end of the season. With Klay no longer part of the picture, the Warriors are set to center the lineups and rotations around Steph and Draymond as they head into the future. Beyond these two mainstays, the rest of the starting lineup for the 2024-25 NBA season is up in the air. The other three spots in the starting lineup and the rotation as a whole are wide open as the team approaches training camp. The Warriors also brought in some fresh faces during the offseason. Buddy Hield and Kyle Anderson also joined the Dubs. No big names, but decent for depth. So, which other players do you think the Warriors can realistically get to boost their championship chances next season? Is there even a chance for them? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to this channel, and be sure to check out this video.